What's going on, guys? Snaggy here, and it's time to preview round one of the 2025 NRL season, guys. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going over just my tips for our tipping comp, head-to-heads, who I think is going to win the games, obviously go over team lists and all that sort of stuff. Now, last year, and this is where I need your help, guys. Last year, I sort of threw betting in as well. I haven't put my bets down yet. It's nearly 8 o'clock at night, and I was going to put them down tonight. Now, I'd love your guys' thoughts. Are you happy with me doing this, and then maybe do you want me to do another longer video where I go through all my bets? Or are you happy with me just putting them on my Discord, just on the Dabble, and then doing my shorts as well? Do you want another longer video where I talk about, almost go through the process of me putting down the punts? Or are you happy with just going through our tips and then just keeping your eye on our shorts and my Discord and stuff like that for my bets, guys? All right. So I tried to do both last year, and the videos ended up being about an hour and a half long. It's pretty long, man. So I just love your thoughts, guys. Like I said, just want to make the viewing experience as easy for you guys as possible. And an hour and a half for tips and some videos, it's pretty long. It's pretty damn long. I don't expect you guys to hang around for that long. So let me know in the comments, guys. So just for this one, obviously, we're going to be talking about betting. If you do want to follow all my bets, you can follow them on Dabble. And just for the first 5 round, boys, we know this. First 5 rounds are pretty all over the place. We're usually getting a bunch wrong. We hit a bunch as well. We usually hit some pretty big wins, but I won't be taking it super serious for the first 5 rounds. So what I will actually be doing, I will be doing my double ups to sort of gauge stuff and all that sort of stuff, but I will also be doing dabbles. 4 legs, if one fails, you get your cash back as well. So I'll probably do a cash back one with a little bit juicier odds, and then a double up as well, guys. So really good feature. Check it out. If you want to join Dabble, use code SNAG when you join, or use a link in the description of this video. And also make sure you follow me in join my Discord server as well, guys. A lot of chat goes on in there. It's actually pretty important if you do want to follow my bets to jump in the Discord, because normally when I do put a bet down, it does get copied a few hundred times and the odds do drop pretty quickly. So I usually drop my bets in my Discord first as well, and that way you can get on them quickly before I post it to YouTube, and the odds go down once I've put it on. I've been pretty shocked how far the odds can drop sometimes, guys. Now, as always, guys, I want to see your one. Well, I was about to say 1 through 8. We've only got 6 games this weekend. Who do you think's going to win these games, guys? Drop them in the comments. Broncos, Roosters, Tigers, Knights, Dolphins, Rabbitohs, Dragons, Bulldogs. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. Eagles, Cowboys. That's going to be good too. And Storm versus the Eels. It's going to be awesome. Also, guys, closing in on 9,000. Need your help. If you can, please drop a sub. That would mean a lot. And like, comment, all that stuff if you can as well. It really does help me out and keeps me going. Keeps me going, lads. All right, Broncos versus the Sydney Roosters. Lucky this isn't in Brisbane. I'll probably be called off from the cyclone. Bros, just quickly. Went down to Woolies today just to get like random stuff, and it was empty, bros. It was empty. I'm looking in people's shopping carts. I'm like, they're all panic buying toilet paper, crates of water, piles of steak. I'm like, seriously? You couldn't leave a couple... Do you need 8 crates of eggs for a storm that's going to be for 2 days? Like, leave it for some families that need to eat, man. Leave it some families that aren't as organised as you like me, so we can eat some eggs for brekkie. Come on, man. All right, new look Roosters team. Let's go through it. James Tedesco, Tupou, Wakawadamasky, Toya, Young, Sandon Smith, Chad Townsend, Lindsay Collins, Connor Watson, White, Crichton, Radley, Butcher, Zach Dockarclay, Sua Wong, Steep, and how do you say this? Focchetti? Man, for how much they lost, they still got a pretty good team, man. It really is pretty good. We've got Reece Walsh, Selwyn Cobbo, Mariner, Shaboski, Jesse Arthurs, Ben Hunt, Reynolds, Carrigan, Pakes in at 9, Haas, Big G Train, Groeski, is that how you say it? Ricky, Hetherington, Walters, Corey Jensen, Wilson, and Pia Kura. Now, like, obviously Madge knows him better than me, but I actually, I heard people saying, oh, Piakura wasn't there. I think he's a right side second rower. If you watch his best work, it was outside Reynolds on the right-hand side in 2023 when Ricky was injured. I actually like him much better on the right, so I'm really interested to see how they play Piakura here, and it's going to be a good game. It really is. Let's have a look at some stats. Nat Butcher will make his 150th in his clash with the Brisbane Broncos at Allianz Stadium. Roosters have won 5 of their past 6 games against the Broncos. Brisbane Broncos will play... Wow, this is the first time they're playing at the new Allianz Stadium. Broncos never leave Brisbane. It's crazy. Mariner has scored 6 tries in his past 4 games in Sydney. Angus Crichton has scored 6 tries in his past 5 games against Broncos. There's your try scorers there, boys. There's your try scorers. All right, let's just have a look at their last 2 head-to-heads. This is why the video is going to be a bit average leading to the start too, because obviously normally we'll come to tryline.com, we'll go over all our bet analysis and, you know, our score and maps and all that sort of stuff, guys, and we can have a quick look as well, but like I said, it's all last year's data if we're talking about, you know, like first half, because maybe they become a better team against top 4 and all that sort of stuff. So we will use all this data, guys, but it's just pretty sort of useless for now. We will use it a little bit because it's sort of useful, but we're really waiting for 5 games to sort of happen before we can actually use this data properly. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But so how have these guys matched up last? Roosters got them handily last year and pretty handily both. So let's have a look at some matchups here, guys. So we've got Cobbo and Mariner on Nakawase and Tupou, and then Toya on Young, Chbosky, Jesse Arthurs. Now, I don't like much of this, but I do like Juraski, but then he's going to be inside Radley. I'm not too sure how this is going to work. One sec, let me come back here. Team list. Where's the team list? So Radley is playing second row and Nat Butch is playing lock. So there's going to be no speed through the ruck off. Yeah. Pat Carrigan, Haas and Hetherington, they should be able to blast through pretty easily. They should be pretty... So I like Broncos' edges better, just because I think they're going to have more space because of Carrigan, Haas and Hetherington. Pretty powerful, lots of leg speed, leg drive through the middle there. So look, I'm just going to be real. I'm not in love with any try scorers. Maybe Hetherington... I liked going to the outside backs on Roosters' side after Crichton was hitting crazy game form, or career form, sorry. So I like the space it created out the back of him for these 2 guys. They are on Mariner and Cobbo, who could be a little flimsy. So I'd actually probably go these guys for my try scorers. But I don't know if they're going to get good ball, because I'm really... Yeah, I might even stay away from try scorers on this one. Obviously, we know some people are going to score. Maybe even just go straight Walsh to just start it and finish it himself, you know? If we're going edges, I'd probably look at this edge for the Roosters. Townsend's just straight buns. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to create a whole heap for Young and Toya there. Radley's not a super. He's more of a hitter. He's a middle, playing as an edge. So yeah, I'm not super fond of this game for betting, try scorers and stuff. Anyway, like I said, I will put my double ups and stuff down, but yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see how these 2 teams do. A lot of question marks over these 2 teams. We think Brisbane are going to be good, and we think Roosters aren't going to be that good, but we really don't know, guys. Maybe Teddy and Walsh are just your 2 best bets, because you know they're going to want their hands on the ball a lot. Maybe they're the 2 best just to go for your try scorers. As far as tipping, boys, I'm going the Broncos to win this one. That's my tip for that one. All right, let's move on to the next game, guys. West Tigers versus the... Where's Buller? Versus Newcastle Knights. All right, so I really like Mason. He's nice, but he's not Buller. Taruva, Dewey, Fatape, Skelton, Galvin, Luai, it's a good team. Tyrrell May, De Silva, Pole, Fanu, Seyfarth, Twal, Royce Hunt, Hope, Bird, and Fainu. It's a bloody good team. It's a bloody good team. On the next, Kalen Ponga, Schiller, Gagai, Best, Marju, Sharp, Cogger, Saifidi, Crossland, Thompson, Dylan Lucas, Pierce Paul, Frizzell. I love Frizzell at lock. He's going to stiffen them up real good. Brayley off the bench. Okay. Hetherington, Brodie Jones, Croker. Definitely like Tigers bench better. All right, let's have a look at some stats quickly. Tigers have not won an opening round since 2020. Jesus. Knights have won their past 6 games against the West Tigers. Fletcher Sharp has scored only 4 tries against the... Fletcher Sharp has scored 4 tries in his only game against the West Tigers. Whoa. Jack Bird has scored 6 tries in his past 8 games against the Knights. Okay. Let's have a little look, see at matchups and see if we can have a little look at some try scorers and stuff like that. All right, so Gagai and Schiller on Dewey and Skelton. I could definitely see some points here for... the Knights. Just Dewey obviously hasn't been in the game a whole heap. Looked brilliant in pre-season, and Skelton does. He's solid. He's really good, but he does have a defensive lapse in him. Gagai, just a vet, could definitely get him some ball. I like the way Cogger plays quite sharp, and Pierce Paul on Fainu could, they could definitely create some space there. So I actually like both edges for the Newcastle Knights, because we know Kalen Ponga loves to swing around to the left. Sharp will run an inside line or an overs line, create space. Bradman Best and Marju, probably the most powerful outside 2 in the game. I don't think there's any more powerful. I'm not saying best, powerful outside 2. They could imagine those 2 could both enter serious powerlifting tournaments and do pretty damn well, I reckon. These guys are a real problem, and they're on Fatape, who's solid, and also a smaller body in Taruva. I could see points here as well. So I'd be looking at Marju or Best. Maybe you could even take Marju and Best combined for 2 or more. I think that would be pretty nice as well. Yeah, that's what I'll be looking at. Marju or Best for sure. That's just, there's going to be so much space here. Fatape solid, but not a seasoned first grade centre. Solid, but like I said, he looked very good against the second div guys. But I don't know, how's he going to look against Bradman Best, the centre for the New South Wales Blues, and then Marju, who could Taruva's not stopping Marju one-on-one, sort of thing. So yeah, I like those 2. Now, as far as I'm going Newcastle Knights to win this one, guys. I think they're going to get this one. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a pretty good game, but I really do like the Knights. I'm actually a little higher on them than most people this year. I think they're going to do well. I think Frizzell through the middle is going to really tighten them up. I love Crossland. They got a genuine 14 on the bench who can come on. No Appy, huge. De Silva is very new. So yeah, I really like know Newcastle to win this one. Really, really interested to see what Luai and Galvin look like together. But yeah, we're going Newcastle to win this one, guys. Dolphins, Rabbitohs. This should be a good one. Hamaso, Osako, Avarillo, Farnworth, Tupou, Cody Nikarima, Katoa, Saifidi, Jeremy Marshall King, Kafusi, Finifuyaki, Plath, Gilbert, Donahue, Lemu, Mark Nickel. That is a team, man. That is a real good team the Dolphins put together. Gray, Tass, White and Graham, Munro, Cody Walker, Humphreys, Kepi, Mamazoulis, Mole, Kolomatangi, Jairo, and Hubner. So they've gone with Humphreys. He looked really good. Bench, Sullivan, Havili, Dallas Tunkin. Oh, I thought Dallas would be starting. I've got him in my super coach. Come on, man. What are you doing to me, Wayne? You idiot. You old idiot. No, he's a legend. All right, guys, it's going to be really interesting. We've got Battle of the Dolphins, that's ex-Dolphins. Will the Dolphins curse be real? Will Wayne be able to pull this mess together that the South Sydney Rabbitohs are now in? We got some matchups here, guys. Let's have a look at some. Actually, let's do the stats first. Dolphins play at CommBank Stadium for just the second time since entering the competition. Round 25 loss to the West Tigers. Rabbitohs Rabbitohs won their only one game at CommBank Stadium in 2024, beating the Eels. Herbie Farmworth will play his 100th. That's a try scorer. Put him in as a try scorer. Cody Walker requires 1 try for 100 tries, and the Hammer scored 10 tries in 11 games. I would be going Herbie Farmworth and Hamaso Tabuai-Fado ATS, or to combine for 2 or more for sure. That's going down, lads. Let's have a little look, see who's Herbie's matched up against. So Herbie is on Whiten. Oh, that does make it a little tougher. But actually, no, that is the side you want to go. Graham is a monster on defense. Yeah, we want that. Yeah, so Herbie, Hammer to score. Lock that in. Lock that in, Eddie. I'm going to put that down. Now, if we have a look at the rest, we have Graham on Avarillo. Super interested to see how this all plays out. Super interested to see what Humphries looks like. Mumbazulis. Gray, too small. But, yeah, I really like this Dolphins team. I think Dolphins will win and win well. Not necessarily 13 plus like it should be, but I think it's going to be like between 10 and 16 point sort of win around there sort of thing. I probably wouldn't take 13 plus. That is a little risky, but what's the odds on it? Let's have a little look. Where is it? Where the hell is this game? Oh, it's been suspended. Bets have been suspended. Okay. Well, we'll find out eventually. We'll find out eventually. It's crazy. It's been... Yeah. Still got Broncos. Yeah, they've suspended it. Suspended betting on it. Okay. Oh well. But yeah, I'll be looking at those. Because of the cyclone up here in Brizzy, guys, I think they might be looking at moving the game or playing it without a crowd. They're not too sure yet. It's pretty full on, this storm that's coming through, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, okay, there we go. No betting on that one yet. Yeah, taking Dolphins on this one, guys. I think Wolfie's going to break the Wayne curve. On to the Dragons versus the Bulldogs, guys. This one is tough. It's going to be hard to pick. And just looking at these odds, Dragons, man. If you like the Dragons, take them at that price. $2.35 on Dabble. That is tasty. I think they could definitely win this. I do feel that the Doggies could start a little slow like they did last year, but they do also have a pretty easy draw for their first 7. We're going to have to see how these all match up, but the Doggies look pretty bad in their pre-season games. Not bad, just not tremendous. You know, it just looked like there was a few things, a few people a little off the pace, a little underdone, stuff like that. But it's going to be an absolute cracker. This is going to be a good game. I really can't wait for it. All right, let's go through the Dragons. This should be interesting. We've got Gutherson, Fayangai, Sully, Val Holmes, Tuilotu, Kyle Flanagan, Ilias. So they're going Flano, Ilias. Couchman, I love that. Damien Cook, Gula starting, okay. Luciano, Sua, DeBellin, Little. Man, that's a good hooker rotation. Having Little off the bench. Couchman, Mariner, Hamish Stewart. They've actually got an alright team. It's a much better team this year. I'll tell you what, Dragons have got a better team than they did last year, that's for damn sure. Right, on to the Doggies. Fullback, Connor Tracy, Wilson, Sherry, Crichton, Montoya, Burton, Toby Sexton. Front row, Max King, Reid Marnie, Sam Hughes. Back row, Kickout, Preston Mam. Interchange, Howard, Satili Tupanua, Harry Hayes, and Salmon. Salmon got the nod over a couple of others, okay. I would have had Curtis Morin in there for sure. I rate that dude's ticker. He's a dog, an absolute dog. But I had a feeling this was how they were going to run out. I think I did my pre-season wrap. I said Doggies. I think Doggies are running out their best possible team, and that's who they'll sort of stick with, even though they need size, they need this, they need that. But yeah, this is what I was saying. I saw a few people blowing up on the team list saying, "Who's that guy? They they bought from the Super League. Bro, he's not, like, people are like, why isn't he playing? We bought him to, I was like, bros, he's not that good. I've been telling you this. He's actually really small as well. He's not a big front rower at all. He's a good backup or a bench front rower, but I like this guy better anyway, this Fafita. He looks heaps better. If two guys were going to come in, it would be these two for me. I think they look really nice. All right, let's have a look at some stats here. Dragons have won only 2 of their past 6 games at Nusrat Jubilee Stadium. Bulldogs have won 4 of their past 5 games against the Dragons. Flanagan will make his 100th. Bulldogs have won 1 of their past 8 round 1 games. Sewer has scored 5 tries in his past 7 games. Let's have a look at some try scorers and let's have a look at some matchups we can sort of break down here. All right, so we have Crichton and Wilson on Holmes and Tupolotu. Okay, and then we have Leilua. Man, Leilua running at Sexton and Preston could definitely create space for Holmes and Wilson, but Crichton is the best. He's probably not the best defensive centre, but he's 3rd best at worst. He's up there. He's way up there, that's for damn sure. Then we have Sully, and Faiangai on Kickout, Sherry and Montoya. So I like Sherry and Montoya. This is hard for try scorers. Now, Clint Gutherson loves, I'll just say he's going to be doing more ball playing than Flanagan on the left side, and he's a damn good ball player, man. People used to rip on him. He is really good. So I think they might go left. So if you're looking for the Dragons to go left, I know Preston and Crichton are pretty damn good defensive centres and second rowers, but they could definitely create some space here. And look, Holmes is no slouch. Like, Holmes can score a try on anyone. It doesn't matter if you're the best defensive centre. If you give him space, he can score. It's not like he's unscorable on Crichton. So I'd probably, if I'm going Dragons, I'm looking on the left-hand side, even though I think the Dragons' edge will be sound, defensively sound. And then but then also, I'd probably almost take, because Holmes can get absolutely bathed as well. I actually don't mind the right-hand side for the Cowboys too. I really don't. Sherry. So Burton running at Satili and Ilias. Create for... You have Sherry out the back, who always looks nice. Montoya can finish a try. This is going to be one of these ones. I think Bulldogs and... I think Dragons are going to go left a lot. Bulldogs... Remember last year too, they went left. They would literally attack left. If it didn't work, they'd go back to the middle, then attack left again, then go back to the middle, attack left again. All they did was attack left. And then they started to spread it out pretty nice, and it became a bit harder. But I think doggies are going to be a little watch and download what they're doing over the next 5 weeks, I think. They could be a little unpredictable, could be a little slow out of the box, or maybe they just come out and it's business as usual and they're just that same consistent team they always have been. As far as head-to-heads, this is tough. I like the Bulldogs purely on I know what I was going to get last year. I'm just rolling that on to this year. The difference between their best and their worst performance was very close together, and they have sort of owned the Dragons over the last 4 times they've played. So I'm going to go Bulldogs with this one. You better not let me down, Doggies fans. Every team I jump on a bandwagon with a little bit. Warriors end up turning to trash. So Bulldogs, you do not let me down this year. I will be fuming if you do. Seriously, guys. I really will. See Eagles, Cowboys. This should be a really good game, guys. I'm actually really excited for this one. All right, let's go through the team list. Sea Eagles, we have Travojevic, Saab, Kohler, Ruben Garrick, Lehigh Hopewadi on the wing. Thank God Saab's there. I took him for over 12 tries this year, and then someone said he's going to be out for 3 weeks. I was like, no. Luke Brooks, Cherry Evans, Paseka, Tavanga, Takeaho. How good is that? Starting at front row. Super underrated. Hopefully looks super underrated part of the... Roosters lineup through that dominant era. Really good player. Homole, Travojevic. Bench, we have Simpkin, Waddell, Bollymore, and Simply. Pretty solid bench. Not much cover. Simpkins pretty versatile, I guess. Who they, man? So they've got Jake Arthur, Alloy A still to come in, Dean Madison, Farlolo. Okay. All right, so on to the Cowboys. Fullback, Scotty Drinkwater, Burns, Purdue, Valea, Tuolangi, Dearden, and Tom Dufty. We got McLean, Robson, McIntyre, Bateman, Nanai, Cotter. It's a really good fullback. Then we get to the bench. Lawton, Edwards, Neem, Hess. This is a bloody good team. I said this. I had a few Cowboys fans mad at me thinking that because I had them finishing a bit lower in the comp, just out the 8. It's not that. The only thing I think will hold the Cowboys back is, number one, they're not great travelling traditionally. I mean, they've had little patches where they've been pretty good, and they have an extremely tough draw. They play Penrith twice, Melbourne twice, Manly twice, Broncos twice. I think they might play the Sharks twice. It's hard, man. It's hard to play all those top teams twice, you know. So that's the only, this is really good, and I'm not too sure about this as well. Just a little question mark over their actual depth. It's not bad, but it's not brilliant either, and I'm just a little not sold on... Who's the coach again? What's his name? Bloody brain fart. Not too sure with his selections and stuff. Oh, just cannot think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, I'm sure people will let me know in the comments. All right, guys, let's have a look at some stat attacks. So Eagles have won 5 of their past 7 games against the Cowboys. Oh, that's a big-ass mosquito. Cowboys have won 2 of their past 4 games at Fine Park. So that's crazy. So they've won 7, but Cowboys have won the last 2 at 4 Pines, which is hard to do. They're a bloody good team at 4 Pines. Tom Trbojevic has scored a try in 6 consecutive games at 4 Pines. I'll be taking him for a try scorer for sure. Cowboys have never won an opening round. Cowboys have never won an opening round in Sydney. Seabolt has won 6 from 7 against the Cowboys. Pretty solid there. Let's have a look at some matchups here, guys. All right, we've got Burns and Valea on Kohler and Hopewadi. Trbojevic, Dufty, Bateman. Bateman was actually really good in the trials. I was like... Because I thought he was absolute butt cheeks at Tigers. I was like, what are you doing? Like, how's this dude still in the NRL, man? But he actually looked really nice. So, pretty interested. See what Brooksy can cook up on that edge. I mean, I dare say that Trbojevic, Brooks, Kohler and Hopewadi would have the edge on Bateman, Dufty, Vayella and Burns. So I'd be probably looking at try scorers on this left side, but then they play right so much because, fuck, this mosquito is fucking ginormous. It's trying to kill me. But then obviously Trbojevic loves to play right. Then you have Cherry Evans. You have Ola Kawatu. This Manly team's going to be hard to stop. You have Cherry Evans, Ola Kawatu, Turbo swinging out the back, Garrick and Saab. On, I guess, Purdue, Tuolangi, Dearden, who's a very good defensive, and Nanai, who is a... Man... It's so funny when you look at the teams, sometimes you go, yeah, solid teams, but then when you look at it, you're like, man, there's so many mismatches here for the Sea Eagles. They can go left or right and score whenever they want. I'm not saying they will score whenever they want, but there should be points on either side. Normally, that side should be locked up. I mean, if you actually break it down, when you split it up like this, there's actually a lot of space. Now, I don't like Tavanga at hooker. I think Tavanga sucks, personally. Sucks is a strong word, but yeah, I didn't rate him in the Warriors. I never did. Obviously, when Croker comes back, they'll be an even stronger team, but this is tough for your try scorers because there should be a lot. We maybe taking 2 or 3 guys for 2 or 3 or more because there's points everywhere there for the Manly. It's going to be hard. I mean, Ola Kawadu can get him, Garrett can get him, Saab can get him, Trbojevic can get him, but then you got Kohler, Hopewadi on a weaker edge too. There's points everywhere for Manly. I'm going to take Manly to win in this one, guys. I think they get this one done. On to the Storm. Now, boys, this is the question. Does the Penrith curse exist? Does it exist? All right, let's go through the team lists. actually, just on this quickly, that's not just the Penrith curse. There's also the podcast curse. Pappenhausen podcast, Munster podcast, Jerome Hughes podcast. For anyone that follows American sports, you know that's a death sentence. We've just seen. What's his name? Jesus, what's wrong with me and names today? Clippers. P. Oh my God, this is terrible. Where's my lion's mane mushrooms? I need to bloody sharpen my brain up. We see a lot of guys start a podcast in the later half of their career and their game turned to absolute poo. Chatty Townsend, for one, I guess we could name here, but they might be double cursed, the Melbourne Storm. And if they lose this game to the Eels, I'm convinced those curses exist. However, they really shouldn't. Pappenhausen, Warbrick, Howarth, Meaney, and Xavier Coates is the back five. We have Munster, Jerome Hughes in the halves. We have Stefano Hikamanu at prop. We have Harry Grant, Josh King in the front row. Blore, Katoa, Liero in the back row and the back row and lock. Interchange, Wishart, Alec McDonald, Tui Kamakalisa, and Big Lazarus Valepu. It's a solid goddamn team. And when you look at guys like this who can't make the team, Grant Anderson, Bronson Garlic, Chan Farlongo, it's a damn good rugby league team. Melbourne Storm the curse should not strike them. Now, Eels, this is really interesting. So back five, Longy, Russell, Penasini, Lomax, Tungle. Then we have Dylan Brown and Volkman. No Mitchell Moses. I have no idea why. I thought he was ready to play, but apparently not. Off Ngawi in the front row with Brendan Hands and Junior Paulo. Back row and locks is Jack Williams, Tuolangi, Hopgood, interchange bench, Riley Smith, Dory, Madison and Geimer. Very interesting bench. No genuine props on it. So, yeah, a little interesting there. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out here, guys. But I couldn't put the Eels in my top. A lot of people had Smokies for 8. I just don't. I like this team, just not in love with it. I think it's a work in progress and they're going to need a little time to get together. And the game it's going to be tough in this game. Storm have won 22 consecutive round 1 games. Bet your house on Storm, guys. Eels have conceded 142 points in their past 4 games against the Melbourne Storm. Harry Grant has scored 7 tries in his last 5 games against the Eels. That's my try scorer for sure. Bailey Simonson has scored 6 tries in his past 7 games against the Storm. Xavier Coates has scored 29 tries in 27 games. There's another try scorer for there, you two guys. Let's have a look at our matchups here, guys. Who's on who? We have Coates on Tungle, Howarth on Lomax, Tuolangi on Blore. That should be a really good matchup. Right-hand side, we have Katoa, Meaney and Warbrick on Williams, Penasini and Russell. Now, I actually like this right-hand side to score just because Hughes really demands the ball and he can really... When Grant goes out of dummy half, Hughes is usually there backing up. So if Grant does make a break around here, Hughes swings around. Should be tons of space for these guys jamming through here. So I actually like the right-hand side for the Melbourne Storm. But I do like Harry Grant. He just with the new roster, things could be a little dishevelled for the Eels if things aren't going their way. If Grant can score himself, he's scoring himself. He's not going to try and set someone up. He goes himself. He loves a try. I could definitely see him getting one. But yeah, just really interested to see what Dylan Brown looks like. And this could be the game where it could be... This is a really big game for Dylan Brown. He's got a couple contracts on the table. If Dylan Brown just sucks in this game, like we've seen him enough without Mitchell Moses. I've already made the decision that Dylan Brown's a Batman. Robin, not a Batman. I think he's a really good number 2. I don't think he's the man. I really don't. Like, if he just sucks in this game, does the Newcastle Knights just go, you know what, man, I think we should just pull this 13 mil over 10 years for this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the deal, personally. I personally think I really like Dylan Brown. Anyone that knows me knows that I've defended Dylan Brown to the fences and back, but I think the deal he has on Parramatta is extremely generous. I think it's slightly on his side, removing all the clauses and shit. I just think he's on a really good wicket for what he produces in the game. So this is a really big one for Dylan Brown and how he looks. And I don't know if I wouldn't be. If he sucks in this game, I would be pulling my deal. Hang on, maybe that dude's not worth $13 million. Like, seriously, that is just so absurd. For Parramatta, Volkman on that side. I'm not too sure about try scorers, guys. I'm not going to take one. I'll be probably taking Coatsy. And I'll probably be taking Harry Grant. Melbourne Storm to win and break the podcast and Penrith curse, guys. All right, that's it, guys. So, for my tips this week, hopefully you are all in the tipping comp, guys. At the end of the week, I'll go through who's winning and all that sort of stuff. Super excited to see who wins that one, actually. All right, so we're going Brisbane Broncos to defeat the Roosters. We're going Newcastle Knights to defeat the West Tigers. We're going the Dolphins to defeat the Rabbitohs. We're going Bulldogs to defeat the Dragons. We're going Manly to defeat the Cowboys. And we're taking the Melbourne Storm to defeat the Eels. That's it, boys. We're done. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.